In 1998, Randall and Chenel Stewart met and married in Kentucky. Chenel was 17 years old and pregnant with their son. Randall was 18 and joined the Air Force to provide for his new family. Stationed in North Dakota, the couple was hopeful for a fresh start.
I just felt like, wow, this is my chance. I'm grown up now. I can start a new life. But things quickly went the other direction.
I think the reality was that we married too young, so we wanted to be free and do what we wanted to do.
And with their freedom, there was also temptation.
We began to go out. We could hang out at clubs. Many friends that we met on base partied. A lot of the friends that we were around were having affairs. We began to have communication issues. When issues would arise that we would need to talk about, I would want to talk about them, and Randall would want to isolate himself. He didn't really want to talk about it, and so that made me madder and madder. So in order to get a response from him, I committed adultery.
So I'm like, okay, she did this to me, so I got to get her back. And so that's when I start going out and, having affairs.
They say their communication problems stemmed from dysfunction in their individual pasts.
I believe that both of us came in with woundedness. Both of us had father wounds and being rejected. And so we brought this baggage into our marriage.
When Chenel wanted to discuss a matter, if it angered me, I just wanted to be left alone.
Their behavior toward each other grew more destructive and violent, with daily arguments and at times physical abuse. In 1993, they divorced. But over the next 10 years, Randall and Chenel would engage in a toxic, on and off relationship, sometimes living with each other while still divorced.
If he said the sky was blue, I was gonna say it was red. It was just constant turmoil and conflict. And so while we were very intimate with each other, we couldn't get along with each other.
In 2004, the couple was living together in Kentucky. Randall had a reliable job, and Chenel was a newly licensed cosmetologist, discouraged about her lack of clients and struggling to earn income. Although at the salon, she quickly found a friend in another hairstylist.
Her name was Pat, and I admired her. I knew there was something different about her, but I just didn't know what. So as I began to talk to Pat at the salon and I found out that she was a Christian, one day I actually asked her if I could go to church with her, and she was like, yeah.
She began attending church regularly, and during a service on October 31st, 2004, Chenel says her heart changed for good.
I just knew that I was at the bottom, rock bottom, and that something needed to change in order for me and my life to get better. I ended up at the altar, and it literally was like a vision that I could see of Jesus, and I could see his arms stretched wide and say, I've been waiting on you, my daughter. So once I gave my life to God, I knew that it was a sin for me and Randall to live together and not be married. I prayed about my situation more. Lord, if this is not where you have for me, you know I don't have anywhere to go. So what do I do from here?
Meanwhile, Randall began to examine his feelings for Chenel.
The biggest thing that made me not want to lose her is that she has always put my best interest before her. So she always would always try to make sure I was okay. And so just having somebody to care for you like that, it just meant the world. And so for me to be able to keep her, I was gonna have to marry her. So I just came home one day and asked her, baby, you wanna do this or what?
She said yes, and in 2005, the couple remarried. Chenel continued to pray and take their son to church. As Randall began to see positive changes in their lives, he wanted to be a better father and husband. He began to attend church too.
I'm trying to raise a son, and he's growing up in the Word, and his daddy's out ripping and running the streets. So, I'm trying to raise, a good young man, but I got to be able to show him what that even looks like.
During a revival, Randall surrendered to God.
I feel like a peace came over me, like, okay, I'm taking the right step to lead my family.
The Stewarts attended Christian counseling and began to pray and study the Bible together.
Respect one another. We have learned how to communicate better with one another, and we have learned how to compromise. She's my bestie. That's my BFF. I like sports. My wife hates sports. But, if I would say I'm gonna go to a Bengals game or something like that, she wants to be right there, and vice versa. She talked me into going to a ballet, but I went and I actually enjoyed it. So, we have fun together.
Today, Randall and Chenel have a ministry called Redeemed Life, and they lead men and women's Bible studies. They enjoy visits with their adult son Bryce, and the couple finds joy in raising their 2 young nephews. Their love for each other is stronger than ever, and it's all because they learn to love each other as Christ loves them.
It took God to restore this marriage. He showed us how to be committed and loyal, how to love. God gave us love, and He showed us how to love one another.